Good morning, everyone. So, when is the best time to journal? Morning or night? Well, it depends on what you're going for. Research has shown that if you journal at night, you sleep better. If you are aiming for time management, a more cohesive and organized structure to your day, to follow better practices of not having so much downtime and being more capable of sticking to a schedule, more organized in getting things done that you want to get done, and a better night's sleep, then you want to do it at night. Because that's why I write down intentions. I call it an intention list. Because you're wide awake. You are totally in your conscious mind before you go to bed at night. You've just experienced an entire day that you can reflect on. What went smoothly, what did not. Where you had downtime you didn't know what to do with, or where you were ill prepared. You are completely aware of what you have to do tomorrow. What is the most important thing to get done? The top 3 things that must be taken care of. You're thinking clearly and you're fully conscious, so you can jot down a structure for your day to come, so that when you are waking up and going about your day, you don't have those empty places where you are sort of at a loss and you're trying to remember what it is that you were supposed to be doing. If you write it down the day before, you can just glance at that list and go, yeah, that, and that are what needs to get done today. And your day will roll more smoothly with the priorities being taken care of. And you can also feel free, no one's grading your intentions list, to jot down some emotions, some thoughts, some reflections of the day, because this part is what's going to decrease the stress that you're going to sleep with, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings that are pent up that you're going to sleep with at night, and relieving that, knowing that you have that important information. You haven't lost it. Lessons gleaned, thoughts had, feelings felt, but you don't need to stew on it. You don't need to hold it in your mind because it's now on paper. Lightens your load and allows you to sleep better. If you are going for creativity, wanting a change, inspiration, tapping into your emotions, tapping into your unconscious to change habits, that is when you want to go for the morning, because you are half conscious. That's when we get into talking about morning journaling, morning pages. Morning pages is just where you sit with however many pages you decide to do, 2 or 3, and you just free write and brain dump anything. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be cohesive. It's not about what you're doing that day. It's just whatever is going through your mind, because we wake up with all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we are completely unaware of, especially as we're coming into consciousness, and we're not fully operational yet. Our mind is very, very active and very, very full. And when you brain dump in the morning, your unconscious and your emotions are doing a lot of the talking. And if you do this on a regular basis, you can reduce anxiety and stress by, again, releasing those emotions before you go about your day. But also you can begin to see patterns. You may not realize, excuse me, that you are stressed about a particular thing, that something is weighing on you, and then you begin to see it reflected again and again and again in your morning writings, and you realize that there's a problem you need to address that's weighing on you, because you're bringing it up again and again and again and again. Also because we're not fully awake and we're tied to our unconscious, we can be more imaginative. You might come with a great idea to change a habit, a negative habit in your life, add a positive habit in your life, for structural changes to your life that you wouldn't come up with normally because you're so connected to your emotions and your unconscious when you first wake up. You can have some great inspirational ideas for life change come up. You can have some great creative ideas for drawings and paintings and music and books and activities to do and just adventure and creativity and imagination. You're keyed right in first thing in the morning, so you can come up with some great ideas from just brain dumping. You'd be surprised what's in there that you're not aware of. And the more that we become awake, the less connected we are with our own emotions and our own unconscious. So if you are aiming for creativity, connecting with your emotions, identifying problems in your life, potentially coming up with ideas for strategic changes, for habit change, morning is what you want to journal. If you're aiming for better time management, a more productive day the next day, strategic use of time, and making sure your priorities are taken care of and you're prepared, as well as a little bit of relief for your mind so that you sleep better, you want to journal at night. You can do both if you are good about it. Some people have a hard time journaling, but once you start, it gets its own momentum. It doesn't have to be a book, but you can do an intention list at night, which is a narrowing down of your important to-dos and cohesive intention for the next day that you have a guide to follow, so you're not just fumbling through, and dump some of those emotions out, go to sleep. And then in the morning, after you've grabbed your cup of coffee, sit down and just as quickly as possible after waking, just write. It can be gibberish. Just write and get into the habit of doing this, and you'll be pleased with what comes. But is it better to journal at night or journal in the morning like it is right now for me? I don't know what time it is when you watch this. It depends on what you're going for. If you want it all, journal before bed and journal in the morning. If emotions, habit change, creativity are what you're after, journal in the morning. If time management, productivity, a more cohesive, productive day, and better sleep is what you're after, journal at night. And if you want it all, journal both. Good morning, good night, good writing. Goodbye.